What's happening, chums, and welcome back to a game with chums, where today we are going to talk about a thing that happened on Thursday. What happened, Paul?
Um, I I lost my credit card.
Thought you were going to say something else then.
I couldn't think of it. I was trying to think of something funny, and I was like, "Oh, I lost my credit card." And I was like, "Wait,
I lost my V card or something.
yeah,
Damn,
yeah,
late bloomer.
that too." But no,
It was the PS5 sort of first party, well, sort of games showcase. Really, it wasn't all first party, and also the unveiling of the console design, which you didn't get a chance to watch live because you were working, but you sort of looked up a few bits and pieces, so thought we'd have a quick
yeah,
chat.
I got most of my information when that was being announced from Twitter.
Mm.
So I had Twitter up, but I couldn't watch the video obviously because I was working. But yeah, I seen the new design. Well, the new design.
Should we lead off with that then?
Yeah, because I think that's probably that's the biggest talking point, isn't it? Really, some people like it, some people just don't really care about how it looks, and some people hate it. But I think for the majority of people, I'm not going to say what kind of people they really like it, even though.
Okay, never mind other people. What do you think?
What do I think?
Don't
It looks.
sugarcoat it, because it sounds like you're going to say you hate it.
It's a different. Well, the color is white. I'm pretty sure they probably have a black version somewhere down the line. It looks like my router. It looks like my Virgin Media router, and it's deceptive because when I saw it, I was like, "How big is this? It doesn't look that big," but there was a size comparison with the two consoles, the Series X and this one, and this one it towers over the Series X.
It is gargantuan.
Yeah, height wise, I mean, the Series X is just a sort of brick, isn't it? Really, not a brick, but
It's like
you know what I mean.
a square up
Very
on end.
square,
Very
angular. This
That's
is
the thing. This
taller.
is like horizontally, this is taller, but
Yeah.
depth-wise, it's much shorter.
So
It's like
it seems like
15 centimeters deep, so it's
it
just the
seems like
shape of the X kind of.
yeah.
It's hard to
It
justify.
seems like both companies have gone for the upright sort of look now. More of a desktop sort of, like, one of those mid-budget desktops you can get, or low-budget desktop. That seems to be the look that they're going for these days. I'm not sure if you can lay the PS5 on its side.
You can. It looks like. Well, I don't know if it comes with it. I should hope it comes with it, but there's a stand that it looks like you can use a stand both. It looks like you have to use a stand both horizontally and vertically.
Yeah.
Because obviously the sides of it, or the top or bottom, if it's laying down, are curved, so it wouldn't sit flat without that.
I'm not too sure about the sort of wings sort of aspect it got. It's got these little sticky
popped collar.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I really
I'm
don't
not
like
sure if
that.
that's necessary. It looks like a sort. I don't want to shit on it too much because I know a lot of people like it, but
it
does
like
look like
Sauron's tower. It just needs a big roof in between it.
It just doesn't look really right. I keep thinking it does look like an internet router, but
a lot of people are going with the sort of like gamer aesthetic router kind of thing, and it's kind of hard to argue against. I when they unveiled it, I was like, yeah, nah. And like, I don't think the Series X looks amazing, but it looks kind of inoffensive enough that I don't think anyone's really going to be like get upset about how it looks. Whereas this is going to very much divide people. And I don't think it's hideous, but I don't really like it. And like I said, the popped collar at the top is just, I really don't like that bit. I keep looking at it and thinking of a Game Award, like the Game Award statues with the wings on it. That keeps popping into my head. But the colour I don't mind so much. I actually quite like white electronics. Like my phone's white. Got a 1S in the house that's white, and yeah, I don't mind white electronics. So the colour doesn't bother me. It's just the design of it. But they've got 2 SKUs as well. I don't know if you saw that.
No.
they've got a physical version with a disc drive and a digital.
Oh right, yeah, they got in the digital version. That's right. Yeah.
The digital one looks okay because it's symmetrical,
Mm.
but the physical one has like a bulge where they've had to like
Mm.
cram a disc drive in, and
I think.
it's just got a bulge on like one side on one end of it, and it just looks awful if you ask me.
I
So
think both companies want to. It seems like they really want to go digital. It's more and more they want to go
higher
digital.
margins, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think digital is outselling physical now. I think it is. Is it? I
I
might be
think
wrong.
it's either there or it's thereabouts. I think it's
Yeah,
somewhere around sort of 40 to 50%. So I imagine it might as well
I
be.
like I like collecting physical media. I'm one of those guys who doesn't mind buying DVD, Blu-rays, and physical games. I don't know. I just like the looking at them. But like nowadays, it's just a disc. There's nothing really in them.
Yeah.
There's no manuals. There's no maps. There's no sort of. I think that what did I get? I got the Final Fantasy, and that came with some stuff. I didn't get the. I just got the standard edition, but I think that came with some stickers or something. But most games these days are just a game and
Yeah,
with
it's
a
pretty
warranty.
rare. I remember Torment Tides of Numenera, that came with like a map and something else, or maybe a soundtrack or something. I can't remember.
Yeah,
Just like the
uh,
standard edition. But yeah, most
yeah.
games, like if you're lucky, you just get like a guarantee leaflet inside, and that's it. And
I
then
think like
the disc installs straight to the console, and you play it
yeah,
off the hard drive anyway. So the disc's
yeah,
almost
that's right.
pointless.
Useless. Yeah. I recently started playing Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt, and that the stand I think I got the not standard edition. It was the one that they released a while ago with
Game of the
what was
Year
it?
edition.
Oh, that's the one I'm looking at the game right now. Yeah, the Game of the Year edition with bonus content, and that came with like maps and some guides and a manual and stuff. So that was
Yeah,
pretty cool.
you do get some companies that will go the extra mile. I remember The Witcher 2 on 360 came with,
Mm.
I think that came with a map, and it came with like a mini strategy guide, and
Mm-hmm.
every copy of it, one of the development staff had signed because it had like a cardboard slipcase. Every
Yeah,
copy, like
yeah, I got that as well. Yeah,
like a random member of the dev team had like signed it, which was pretty cool.
yeah, but I think they companies want to go, especially Sony and Microsoft. I think they want to go the. I know Microsoft are really pushing the sort of digital. They got the cloud-based gaming system that they're going to roll out. But yeah, mate, that's the way of the future. I mean, no one's got any complaints when we do it for Steam or anything like that. So,
Yeah,
but
it's. I think Game Pass has also kind of changed the
oh,
way I
Game
look
Pass.
at stuff as well because I'm similar. I mean, you've seen all the games I've got. I'm always all about like the physical copies, and I've got shelves full of like games, like various like loads of different generations worth of games in my room. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
kind of the same. But then when it's come to Game Pass recently, and like stuff that I would have bought and that I was even planning to buy just to have a copy of, like the Outer Worlds, Gears 5, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which are all on Game Pass, but I was always planning to buy a copy just to like have in my collection, and I still haven't bought any of those games just because they're on my hard drive already and I can play them whenever I want. So, but I don't think I'll be going out. I wouldn't be going out and buying digital copies of games at launch because I can't speak for anywhere else in the world, but here they're more expensive than physical.
Yeah,
And I am
but
kind of running out of shelf space, but I'm not going to pay more money for a digital item.
I think my abode can't take another generation of physical games. I'm chocker with games from PS1 all the way to PS5, Xbox obviously, and now Switch and everything. So I'll probably be more down for the digital route. I'm still going to get the the PS5
Physical
with a disk
version.
drive. Yeah, but I will probably be going for more. Now that internet's getting better, faster, I will probably be doing more digital.
So I
And like
think
you say, Game
that's
Pass
where
is really good as well.
I think that's where Game Pass kind of makes me lean more towards the Xbox anyway, because I can see myself moving towards sort of how I've kind of moved towards with like games not games, with like films and music, where I'll buy like a
Hmm.
vinyl of something I really love, or like I'll buy a 4K Blu-ray of something I really love, but then the rest I'll like stream. So I've got Google Play Music on my phone, and I use that for almost everything. But then, like maybe my favorite band will put an album out, and I'll buy that on vinyl, which I
Yeah.
did last month. The new Paradise Lost album came out, and I was like, oh, I'll buy that on vinyl to add to my collection. But the vast majority of stuff I'm just listening to streaming. Similar with
Mm.
like Netflix and Amazon Prime and stuff. The vast majority of stuff I'm watching, I'll watch on their streaming,
Yeah.
and then like I'll buy Avengers Endgame on UHD Blu-ray. So I can kind of see myself moving that way with games because of Game Pass, because
Hmm.
Game Pass gives you this big library, and then I can play most stuff there, and then the things I really love I can buy. Um,
Right.
and I kind of wish
Well,
Sony would have a competitor to Game Pass like that with new
yeah.
releases.
They didn't mention anything like that on the PS5 unveiling, did they? No,
No,
sort of their equivalent of Game Pass,
no. I
because
mean,
they have a huge library
yeah, I mean
going
they've
all the way
got
back from
PS
PS1.
Now, but it doesn't new releases don't go into it on day one, which is kind of the differentiating factor. So if they started
Hmm.
doing that, then I'd be happier, really,
Hmm.
because
But
it means I'm kind of trying to spend less on games, but failing.
speaking of games, what did they announce
Well,
for the PS5 release? This is
speak
gonna
well. If I can just mention the first game they showed in the stream
sure.
was Grand Theft Auto 5.
Everyone thought it was six. I remember on Twitter, there people go Grand Theft Auto, and they're like, "Oh, it's just a remaster,
I
another
almost can't.
rcan't."
I almost
Uh,
can't believe they did that. But
mm,
let's talk about the first party stuff. I think the first party one they showed. I've got the video running in the background here, but I've only been kind of half paying attention to it. But they unveiled Gran Turismo 7,
uh-huh.
which I'm sure for fans of Gran Turismo that'll be massive. But I don't really care about racing games. It'll be the same
Right.
if Microsoft unveil Forza Motorsport 8 next month. I'll be like,
They
okay,
probably will.
fine.
They probably will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'll be like, okay, cool. Does nothing
Yeah.
for me.
Great. Yeah.
That was I think that was the first one, and then after that, new Ratchet and Clank, which
Yeah.
is a series I've never really been able to get into. I've tried a couple of them, but it does look
Right.
really good, and you can tell they threw that in there to show off sort of like what the SSD can do for game design, because there's a part where Ratchet's kind of like falling through the level, and then like a big portal opens, and then suddenly he's like on a different planet,
Mm.
and then like it just like portals keep opening up, and he keeps sort of jumping from planet to planet, which is pretty cool. Which obviously is something you wouldn't have been able to do on the current gen stuff with like mechanical hard drives. So that's good to see that already we've seen a first party game that's like trying to use that and see what they can do in terms of game design with it. I don't think there's a release date or even a release like time frame for that,
Yeah.
but it did look very
Well,
good.
they got their newly acquired studio, Insomniac
Yeah,
Games,
Valve's
has
first party
released
studio.
bought them. Releasing Spider-Man. It's not Spider-Man 2.
Miles
It's
Morales.
Miles Morales. So it's like it's been confirmed it's more of a spin-off. It's not like the main game, like a
Yeah, this
continuation of the first one.
this seems to be a bit of confusion with this, because
Mm.
I haven't really looked into it, to be honest, which is like my own fault. But at the time, it was showing people, someone, I think it might have been someone on IGN, said, "Oh, it's a remaster of the original game plus an expansion." But then a
Right,
couple of people
right.
said, "No, no, it's not a remaster. It's just a standalone sort of like smaller game.
Uh-huh.
It's not a full sequel." But so
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of hard to tell what it is at the moment. But Miles
I,
Morales,
I,
pretty cool.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was because he was in the. Have you played Spider-Man?
I haven't. It's on my
Yeah.
to-do list. It's on my shelf, but I haven't got around to it yet.
He's in that game. But I won't say anything else. But yeah, he's in that. So it might be sort of a tacked on sort of DLC ish sort of levels that you play as Miles. But
Yeah, I mean, it could be like what they did with Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, which started off as like single player DLC for Uncharted 4, and then it kind of grew a bit, so they just released it as its own sort of standalone 6 to 8 hour game. So I'm thinking it's probably along the same lines as that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Spider-Man's still on my to-do list. I'm thinking I might finally get around to it after I finish the last two.
They got New Horizon.
Yeah, Horizon Forbidden West, which looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Did you ever play the first one? I can't remember if you did.
I did play the first one, but I dropped it after a while.
Mm.
It's like with anything, man. Like time and because an RPG, you got to invest fucking hours in them now. As much as I like them, I find myself having less and less time for them unless I dedicate my my weeks and my days off to playing it. But with this generation, there were so many RPGs that came out that I wanted to play.
That's the thing. You can't just sort of like think, oh, I'll just play it for half an hour. You kind of need to give it a couple of hours at a time at least.
You need to give it a care and attention. But yeah,
I really like the first Horizon. I think it's probably my favourite PS4 game. So I'm happy to see that. It was very heavily rumoured to be there, so I wasn't surprised when it showed up. But it was good to see it, and it looks really good. And I want to see more. And it reminds me that I never played the expansion for the first game, so I should probably get around to that.
What's it called? Like Frozen
Wilds, I think.
Wilds.
Picked it up in a sale, still haven't played it, so I should get around to that.
Hopefully they'll have better facial animations. I just remember the facial animations being a bit off for me.
Yeah, they were a bit ropey. Yeah. I think they weren't terrible. I think it just stood out because the rest of the game looked so good.
Yeah.
What else did they show? Oh, a new game by Luminous Productions, which is the team that made Final Fantasy 15, called Project Athia. This is where it's handy that I've got the video on in the background because it just came onto the stream. I was like, oh yeah.
So yeah, because since I didn't watch it, it's good that you got this. I'm looking at stuff on the internet just to refresh my memory. Yeah.
So this was Project Luminous Productions were part of Square's Business Division 2, I think, and they made Final Fantasy 15. And then after that, the director Hajime Tabata sort of split them off into their own specific studio called Luminous Productions, and then they announced they were making a new IP. So that's what this is, and it's some kind of exclusive. Don't know if it's timed or if
it's yeah. We're going to get on to that now. A lot of games not actually first party exclusives or exclusives, they're timed exclusives. That lovely word that we heard so much this generation.
Yeah, but you couldn't tell in the stream like anything. It kind of felt a bit, and I realise this is like platform holders will do this because they don't want people to know it's not fully exclusive, but they'll never bloody tell you. So you watch and go, that looks pretty cool, and then you find out later it's not coming to a platform you own, and it's like, because I will get a PS5 at some point, but I can't afford both, so I'm getting the Series X first. So it's like now I have to look at a new Square Enix IP and go, oh, I might not get to play that. That kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword watching this presentation, knowing I won't be getting a PS5 at launch and wondering, will I be able to play this?
Did they reveal the price? Was it like 500 or something, or did they not mention it?
They haven't said yet. I feel like them, Sony and Microsoft, are like playing a game of chicken to see who announces the price first.
Yeah.
But there's a game here that you'll really like, where you seem to play as a cat.
As a cat, yeah.
Future.
I'll probably do a live stream of that or a mini let's play of that because
Stray, it's called.
When the new consoles get announced, I mean, you'll be getting a Series X. I'll probably be getting one, so I don't know when I'll be getting a PS5. But we'll probably do like an unboxing for them. Yeah. I mean, I might get a PS5 like the month after, depending on the price, because I don't really want to spend 500 each month. You know what I mean? That's quite a lot of money.
That's the thing. I've got a couple of hundred set aside so far because I've been trying to save for the Series X, and I'll probably be up to about 500 by the time that comes out. So it's going to have to be one or the other for me. And given Halo Infinite's a launch title, it's going to be the Series X. But I will get a PS5 at some point. It just depends on when I can afford it.
I wonder if will we have to buy new? Oh god, this is really going off topic. New recording equipment. Will our Elgatos have a software update, a firmware update to allow us to to capture PS5? And it should do, shouldn't it?
I
It
mean,
should
it
just
should it
still,
should it should
yeah,
just work because it's still
yeah.
HDMI, isn't it? Even though it's well, I
Hmm.
capture stuff on the One X at 4K with this same Elgato, so I can't imagine it'll be any different.
Yeah. Speaking of 4K, the specs of the PS5 that's been revealed as well, isn't it?
That was revealed a little while ago, yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Not as
it?
much storage as the Series X, is it?
Yeah, it's
It's just under,
825 gig.
and the Series X is 1 terabyte.
Yeah, and obviously both of
So.
those will have like the OS eating up a
Mhm.
chunk as well, so they'll both be less than that out of the box. So I hope games don't swell in size next gen because they're already
Oh
pretty
Jesus
big.
Christ! Yeah, they're huge already.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
like
yeah.
I shudder to think what the new Call of Duty will be
Well,
because
I think Modern Warfare, the new Modern Warfare's up
it's
at
like
like
100.
200 gig at the moment or something.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
speaking of timed exclusives, a couple more that were quite surprising is Deathloop by Arcane, the team that made the
Right.
Dishonored games, and Ghostwire Tokyo. Can I never remember if it's Ghostwire Tokyo or Tokyo Ghostwire. I think it's the first, which is by Tango Gameworks, who made the Evil Within games. Both of those studios are owned by Bethesda, a big publisher,
By
but
who?
both Bethesda,
All right.
but both of those are timed exclusives.
Right. Right.
And this one kind of sucks because they were announced. These aren't like they weren't new announcements. They were announced like last E3, I think, both of these games.
Hmm.
And now all of a sudden they're both timed exclusives, and we don't know for how long. And as someone who loved the Dishonored games, I'm a bit annoyed about that.
Well, hmm, they paid them. They paid them quite a lot of money to have that as a timed exclusive.
Yeah, it's just like
Huh.
smaller games I'm fine with. Like there's a game later on in the presentation called Kena or Kenna.
Hmm.
That looks really good, and that's timed. I think that's timed. I don't know if that's timed or full exclusive, but I'm not upset about that because it's like a indie team of like 15 people making it, so
Mm.
they could really use the support. So stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, okay, fine. But stuff from a big third party publisher like Square Enix or um, Bethesda is
Hmm.
just a bit annoying. Really, they don't really need the support. I'd rather see these platform holders throw the money at smaller teams that don't have their own publisher already.
Right. Anything else that was announced? Anything? Are they going to have backwards compatibility on day one? I
They
mean,
didn't
what's
actually
going on?
say anything about the system really in this
No,
presentation, other than just sort of showing the design of it
showing it.
and showing a load of games.
So it was more. It was just basically more focused on the games
Yeah,
than
it was a
talking
game
about the actual.
showcase. I mean,
Right.
I didn't even expect to see what the box looked like
Hmm.
because I saw something online, someone saying they wouldn't show it until like next month. So that was
Right.
kind of a surprise when that popped up at the beginning of the at the end of the sorry at the end of the stream.
So overall, what's your overall thoughts? What are we thinking here?
It was a decent show,
Uh-huh.
some good stuff. There were a lot of smaller games in there. Like
Yeah.
there's one on the stream right now, which is a Sackboy platformer game,
Right.
and I'm like, okay, I never really liked Sackboy to begin with. Like
Yeah.
when I bought my PS3, it was the Little Big Planet bundle, and I was quite
Hmm.
excited to play it. And like, I've got tons of respect for the fact that it's like a platform for creation, but as a
Hmm.
platformer, if you just wanted to play it as a platformer, it was a bit crap. So a
Right.
standalone Sackboy platform, I'm not particularly excited about. But it is made by Sumo Digital, and they do make good games, so it might be good. But
Cool.
yeah, there were a lot of smaller games which Microsoft got a lot of shit for last month, and Sony didn't really get any shit for this month. But Sony did have some bigger games obviously they had new Ratchet, they had a Spider-Man expansion, the new Horizon game, and also Resident Evil 8 was announced, which I've kind of forgotten about just until now.
Yeah.
And it's hard to know if I should be excited for that because I still haven't played 7.
You played some of it though, haven't you? Because we've done videos.
We did a couple of videos on it, but I haven't seen more than like the opening hour of it.
And it's
I love Resident Evil, but I really didn't like it going first person because it just made me think of all those sort of low budget indie first person horror games that started coming out after Amnesia and stuff like
that. Chris Redfield's made an appearance in that, I heard.
He did, and I have no idea. I know he turns up in some fashion in 7. I don't know
how. Yeah, he turns up, yeah.
So I really need to get around to playing 7 at some point. They had a decent mix of smaller games and bigger games, and there's one on now, a game by Lucid, who I think are like some ex-members of Bizarre Creations, people behind Project Gotham Racing. It's some kind of strange, like, team-based destruction derby game.
Speaking of games,
it's weird.
With this, I know Sony likes to do this. They like to re-release old games and remasters, or they got Demon Souls coming out.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, because I don't really like the Souls games.
It's not for you.
It's a good trailer.
There was a clamour for it, but that's been so remastered or completely remade.
It's a complete remake by the looks of it. I mean, just going by the visuals of it, it must be. But I haven't played the original, so I don't know if it's just like a visual remake and all the systems are the same or what. But I've never really. I've tried. I bought Dark Souls, the first one, when it came out, and I tried to play it for about 15 hours, and I just didn't enjoy it. So I've just never bothered with the rest of them. So it's not really my kind of thing, which is why I forgot it existed. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a good show. It's like a mix of smaller games, bigger games, and then unveiling what the box looks like. It's just, I think, I hesitate to say it was underwhelming because it was a good show. But considering they've been quiet for like a year at this point, they've barely said anything. And they haven't announced a new sort of like big first party AAA game since I think Ghost of Tsushima.
You mean a new IP?
Yeah, I felt like they probably needed to do more, like lay out everything and say like, here's everything, big blowout. Here's what all of our studios are doing, and it wasn't that. It was just kind of like, here's what a couple of our studios are doing, and here's some third party exclusives we've signed.
Yeah.
And it was just like a mid-generation E3, you'd be like, yeah, it was a good show. But as like the big like introduction to the console, I think it was not quite where it needed to be.
So, you're excited for this new generation?
I am, mainly for both consoles having an SSD, to be honest, because I'm so sick of load times.
Load
times have got so bad this gen.
Yeah. And with that bit of tech, it should make everything go a lot quicker.
Yeah, but you should watch the new trailer for the new Ratchet and Clank and see what that's doing with like the portals and stuff.
Yeah,
because that should give a good idea of sort of like. I mean, obviously, not every game is going to do that. It doesn't make sense for every game to suddenly have a portal when you're in a different world. But even just for things like fast travel, it'll be like transformative. Like you play an open world game on a PS4 or the Xbox One at the moment, and you fast travel, and it's like 30 seconds for it to load in. It's not really fast at all. And I've been playing Assassin's Creed Origins on PC, and I've got that installed to my NVMe SSD, and like fast travel's like 3 or 4 seconds.
Cool.
So I want to see more stuff like that, please. Less wasting of my time.
So next month, Xbox will be doing another sort of announcement, sort of video.
Yeah, that's
conference
sometime in
event.
July is their first party
Yeah.
showcase.
So
It's not all first
that'll be
party.
interesting.
They are going to have third party stuff there, but presumably bigger third party stuff than the one they had in May, which was mostly like indie stuff.
We'll probably do a sort of post-mortem chat on that as well.
Yeah, hopefully there'll be more to talk about because like people are kind of assuming they're going to. I mean, they are going to show Halo Infinite, but people are assuming we're going to get our first look at Fable and maybe see what the Initiative are up to. The rumor being they're working on a reboot of Perfect Dark, and then like Obsidian has supposedly got another big project in the works, and maybe in Exile too. And yeah, I mean they've got a lot more to prove, obviously, than Sony did with this show, and they've just sort of like within the last 2 years they've like their studio count has tripled. So there'll be a lot of new studios hopefully showing something off. Maybe we might see some more of Hellblade 2.
Yeah.
So I feel like Microsoft might have more to show just by the fact that they've signed a lot of studios recently, and they kind of need to convince people
up their game. Yeah.
Need to convince people that it's going to be a better generation for first party stuff than the Xbox One has been.
Yeah. So we'll look forward to that. And now my cat needs something to eat because he keeps trying to get my attention. So I think we'll leave the video there. Let us know what your opinion is in the comments below. If we're wrong, if it doesn't look like a router, if it looks like the sexiest piece of design ever, or if it really just does look like a sad sandwich or something like that.
Maybe you really like the popped collar.
Yeah, I mean, let us know. Like, do you think we're wrong about this? What games are you excited for, and what do you think the future holds for this generation? Because I'm quite curious, because this is going to be a transformative period, I think.
Yeah, console generations don't come around that often. Every sort of 6, 7, 8 years. So let's get excited.
Who knows?
It's a thing to be excited about.
It could be the last ever like console generation. Who knows what's going to happen? I mean, at least Nintendo will still keep releasing consoles because they got nothing else. But yeah, thanks for watching. And Mr. Ross, got anything else you want to say?
No, not really. Just other than we're on the cusp of a new generation. It's always exciting. So
yeah, I mean, that's something to look forward to this year, isn't it? I mean, this year's been a fucking shitstorm.
This year's been terrible. So let's be positive, I guess, and look forward to having fun in a few months.
I mean, I know some countries have constant war, but so this is nothing. But yeah, for most of the world, this has not been a great year for obviously various reasons. But hey, this is something to look forward to, isn't it?
Yes.
Hey, come on, let's get hyped. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and please like and subscribe. Bye.
Bye.